How do beautiful lords and ladies of the nerdom? Welcome back to This Week in Gaming for February 1st, 2021. January is already over, kind of crazy. Manny Roman with me as always. The man with golden locks, Brandon May.
Hey, man. Excited for a very controversial show between the two of us today. In other news, had a great week. Thank you everyone who came and joined the giveaway yesterday. And I had a great time hanging out with Adam yesterday in person for the first time in a while. Went to a little Japanese market. Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. We went to a place called Mitsuwa. It's in Arlington Heights, in Illinois.
It's really cool banana candy.
Mm-hmm. You should have lied and said you actually went to Japan and flew back. That would have been way cooler.
Totally fair. Don't disagree.
But yeah, no, it's a cool market. We had a line to wait to get inside because they are that busy, and of course, because of COVID, they have to, limit the amount of people that are allowed in. But line went fast, thankfully. Inside the market itself is really cool. They got a little food area as well with maybe 6 or 7 different little Asian cuisine shops that you could eat at. Plus a fresh mochi bar.
Fresh mochi was pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that part was pretty sweet.
That.
Yeah, everything in there was really cool. It was a very nice experience. I'm sad the bookstore area was so busy because it was a solid probably 45-minute line, so we just weren't going to wait outside for that long. But yeah, It was cool. It was a fun little experience. Now, did we go hoping they maybe had Pokemon cards? No. Did we buy the only Pokemon-related thing we could find? Yeah, maybe. We don't have a problem.
Jesus Christ. I leave you guys alone for 2 weeks and you've gone completely insane.
Listen, that's just a sign that you should have left.
Yeah. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
What was the giveaway we just did on Friday?
Pokemon.
Gonna catch 'em all. Alright, well, we got a bunch of fun stuff to talk about this week, including what is an MMO later in the show. As always, before we get into the news, though, got some stuff for you. Drop the ball again on another Spreadshirt sale. I really got to start remembering. I'm gonna put this one in my phone to remind myself to tweet about it, because I'm gonna be dumb and forgetful and forget to mention it. So I'm gonna put this in my phone. And I'll tell you guys right now, Thursday, February 4th, through Sunday, February 7th, 20% off all orders. shop.spreadshirt.com/Nerd I should probably say it a little slower. shop.spreadshirt.com/Nerd 20% off all orders. Thursday through Sunday. I'll tweet about it this time, I swear.
To pick up your, cute other. Nice little Valentine's Day gift.
Listen, am I gonna get my lady one of those cute crop shirts that we got? Maybe.
I got my girlfriend one of those. She loves it.
Hey, there you go.
Big value.
There you go. Perfect. Other thing. Well, we got a couple other things. As always, Twitch follower giveaways. We're inching. Brandon's pretty close. We're inching. We're getting there. Brandon, go ahead. I'll let you do this while I finish writing this event in my phone.
Yeah, no problem. So we do have the 100 follower giveaway coming up for twitch.tv/TNC Penguin. We're getting so close. Giving away a Phantom Rage booster box. Is there a Starlight in there? I mean, maybe. You might get a lot of money. But yeah, just go follow the channel. We're giving that away once we hit 100 followers. And I'll figure something else out as well for some Pokemon stuff. And look at that. Manny got it in his calendar now. That's good. And we also do have the 250 follower giveaway going on right now on twitch.tv/TheNerdChambers, a $100 PSN gift card. Super excited for that as well. So just, go drop a follow. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, anything really, just look in the description. All the links are in there to join for the giveaways. Super easy. It'll be a really fun time.
Yeah, do it. Give in to peer pressure. But Okay, maybe that's a bad thing to say, but just go do what we tell you to do. It's not peer pressure, I swear. Other thing, we talked about last week. We did the Twitter giveaway on Friday. A buddy of ours from Vivid, Conrad, aka Butter.
Our boy Butter.
The boy Butter won the big Twitter giveaway. So we're getting that stuff sent out to him. Remember, every last Friday of the month, we will have something going on for you guys. We'll try to announce it a week or two in advance, so you guys can be ready for it. But for the Twitter giveaways, just remember to follow us at the Nerd Chambers, and you will have a chance to win that. Last thing, TFT League. Brought it up a week or two ago. I'm starting to actually kind of get the ideas down with everybody. I kind of drew inspiration from that fan control football league I keep talking about in the fantasy football chat. And I'm having like people that want to participate vote on what we're going to do on certain things. So like right now, we're talking about buy-ins. Are we going to do a buy-in or we're not going to do a buy-in? We're going to have prizes regardless, but if we wanted more prizes or bigger prize pool, a buy-in would, make that easier. So we're working on that. In our Discord, I have a role set up for people that want to take part in the league, so I can just ping you guys instead of pinging our 105-person server. I feel kind of bad doing that, but it is what it is. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, go do I'm trying to think of where it is. It's not on... Oh, you can just go to our website, thenerdchambers.com. I remembered to finally add the Discord to our website. So you go to the website, it literally says, join our Discord on the navigation bar. Click the button, boom, it gives you the invite to the Discord. And then there's a TFT League section of our Discord now, where I'm going to be posting stuff and getting things up to date on there. And we'll have everything in place probably the next couple weeks. It's going to have to wait at this point until after I get back from Bolivia. So it's going to be a few weeks till it gets started. But that just gives us time to get everything in place.
I just want to
see what works for everyone.
Go ahead, sorry. I just want to jump in and say thank you so much to everyone showing some crazy support for the movie nights as well lately. Our last 3 videos, 230 views, 833 views, and 112 views.
Wait, 833 views on which one?
The Mummy review.
Triple
Yeah, so like seriously, huge thing. 1,000 views in a week is what we were able to do. That's insane. Like that's so cool. So thank you so much, everyone. It feels good.
Just keep churning out the content, baby. That's what we're here for. I really got to start putting out more stuff for this instead of just This Week in Gaming. I feel like this is lacking, and I need to put more things out, and I will, hopefully. Somebody has to bully me into doing it, though, because I'll forget. I'll be honest.
All right, I got you.
Plus, I've been streaming like 5 to 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
So, I just need somebody to bully me and remind me to do it. But that's everything we have, housekeeping-wise. Time to get into what's been going on this week in gaming. So, we are kicking off this week with a story from last week, technically, that we missed because we don't have access to this game. But that's New World. This month, they I guess are trying to do monthly big updates to the game that add a bunch more content, add changes to features, more depth to the different features of the game for the closed alpha. And they brought some big changes to crafting and gathering this time around. So, one thing of note here with the crafting mechanics, they added the ability to craft named items, which I'm guessing are just unique items that have special abilities to them. And they are available for, it says, from tier 2 crafting up to tier 5 to make crafting even more relevant in the end game, is what they say.
That's awesome.
It says Sorry. They introduced a variety of rare resources and ingredients that will be required to craft named items. Some of these rare ingredients can also be used in procedural crafting to gain gear score bonuses. Introduced categorical ingredients that allow players to use different types of ingredients rather than a specific one. This will make it easier to craft various items currently used for repair kits, certain cooking recipes, and procedural crafting. Overall, the procedural crafting system will give players more control and flexibility over custom crafting. and they added new ways to unlock recipes, and all trade skills now cap at 200 to unify gathering, refining, and crafting progression. Because I think before, gathering went up to like 300, if I remember right, when we played the game.
I didn't max out anything, so I don't know.
I'm almost positive it was 3, because I remember just being a weirdly high number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they gave them all the same level cap to kind of make progression make sense for them. So lots of cool new changes with that. They did add a new weapon to the game as well, the rapier. Weapon class has been added as well. They even added an endgame quest to find a legendary rapier. It says level 60 adventurers can speak to Ranger Harith in Mountain Rise Outpost, Shattered Mountain, to begin the quest.
Can we just get a release date, please?
Can we just get access?
Well, yeah, I mean, access would have been nice too, but at this point, just at least hit us with a release date, please. Like, it's supposed to be spring 2021. I know we're still a little bit away, but I feel like at this point, we're just the right amount away to tell us, hey, it's this month, this day.
Yeah, I feel like because it was originally May of last year, correct? That they were supposed to be bringing it out.
Yep.
So I feel like at this point, I think because they said they're pushing it back to a month, so it should be sometime in May this year, if math serves me right. But I'm hoping we get, because when you pre-order the game, it says there's going to be like alpha and beta. I'm hoping we get that soon at this point, if the game's supposed to be out in 4 months, you know?
Yeah.
Because right now, the fact that people that pre-ordered your game, if it's coming out in 4 months and you have an alpha going on and they don't have access to it, that's kind of poo. It's kind of bogus. And, you know, same for people who signed up day one for access and have waited 110 days and haven't gotten access. But, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Sounds like a you problem.
Who's there talking about me, dude? I'm just saying for the people that did get day one, you know, signed up.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't referring to me at all.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about me at all, dude. Bro, I swear.
Look, I know you're sad, man. It's okay. I'm sad too.
I am getting more and more excited for this game the closer we're getting, but God, I'm so scared also, just because I think this game could be so pivotal, wow, for our group to finally have something new to play together and to possibly kind of reach out with, you know, how Manny's doing with DayZ and how we've been kind of doing with just Pokemon and just getting a chat with people about it, just making a big community for this. You know, also what Manny is doing for TFT. So it's going to be awesome to have another outlet for us to really enjoy that, because we've all been kind of struggling lately. At least I know Adam, myself, and a couple other of the group just needing a new game. And I'm so damn excited, but nervous, because I want this game to be incredible. And hopefully the delay is going to let that happen.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, a lot of good changes to the crafting, things like that. I love that they added the crafting, the named items, because there's just something about having a named item that makes you just feel like you're just built different, you know? Like you're just rolling up into a fight with a hatchet that's got some crazy name to it, like,
oh yeah,
you know.
Listen, like when you can personalize your own weapon, like it just makes it that much better. Now, what if they do like where you name your weapon, and let's say in PvP it tells you were killed by blank, and it names the name of the weapon?
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I would love that.
That would be fun. As long as they have like a filter on weapons. Yeah. Otherwise you could see some not so great things, but that would be pretty cool.
That would be a fair point. Definitely be a fair point. Yeah, I like the direction so far. I like that they've added 2 new weapon classes, I believe, since we played the game.
Spear and the rapier, right?
Rapier, yes.
Oh yeah. Super
you gotta say it with a weird, like, not really French accent, but trying to be a French accent. But yeah, I'm glad that they're adding the things that they needed to the game. hopefully we just see more of the goods as time goes by, as we get closer to this game coming out. Up next, the story sees a mashup of two of TNC's shows, with shout out to Commander and You. Go listen to Commander and You if you like Magic the Gathering, and us. What's up? Video games and such. Magic Legends, the Diablo-style action RPG, has been given a date for its open beta. You can get a first look at the open beta for yourself on March 23rd. Developers of the game Perfect World Entertainment also released a new video explaining how deck building mechanics work in the game. And when I saw that, when I read that, I'm like, this game is going to be dumb. I hate that they're doing that they're incorporating the deck building of the actual card game into this.
Yeah.
But the way they're implementing it is done pretty well. So what it is you get 12 spells for your Planeswalker. And there's 4 ways to activate your abilities, like in a MOBA.
Okay.
And you set up your initial 4. Once you use those spells, a random different spell in your deck will take its place. So it's kind of like drawing a new card in a deck, which is kind of cool and different. So you have your 4 abilities like in a MOBA, but they kind of rotate in and out to keep things fresh and kind of add to the, I guess, strategy aspect of it, which how much strategy do you need in action RPG? But still cool, unique spin on it. It's you're still building a deck, but there's no actual like card game aspects to it. It's still like being implemented as just a straight RPG, which I think is cool.
It is very interesting. I'm really curious on how it's gonna kind of play out. If it's not gonna be too tedious and kind of pull you away from the game, I think it could be done very well though. So I'm excited. Magic has a very good understanding on what to do when it comes to a company basis and how to make games properly. So I think they'll be able to crush it, honestly. I've been getting excited for this game, so fingers crossed.
I have no words, sadly. Sorry, folks.
Bro, you don't like Diablo?
That was more of a Matt thing.
Yeah, I can't say I'm huge on Diablo either. I'm not chomping at the bit for this game because that kind of action RPG isn't for me. I've played Diablo, I've played Path of Exile, and I just couldn't get into it that much.
That's understandable.
If you guys want to sign up for beta access when it goes live on March 23rd, just go to playmagiclegends.com, and the button for it's in like 2 or 3 different places. You won't miss it. All right. Next up, console players will be happy on both sides with their options for free games this month with PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold, respectively.
They heard our complaints.
Right. February PS Plus monthly games are the new PS5 exclusive game, Destruction All-Stars, Control, the Ultimate Edition, and the PS4 exclusive Concrete Genie. And then for Xbox Live gamers, you will be treated to Gears 5. If you, for some reason, don't have Game Pass, you don't have it for free. It's not free, but with Game Pass, now you get it for free, Gears 5, there you go. And then the original Resident Evil and Lost Planet 2, which is a 360 game, backwards compatible, or I guess 4, whatever. It works on the Xbox.
I need to ask you, was that a typo when you said that console players will be happy on both sides? Because PlayStation definitely got the crap end of that stick. What are those games? I don't care about that garbage. Xbox definitely did better. I've at least heard of those games. Gears is an amazing series. Resident Evil, amazing series. Lost Planet, personally didn't care for it, but I know some people liked it. And then you have PlayStation over here. An exclusive Destruction All-Stars. And don't forget about Control Ultimate Edition and the PS4's Concrete Genie. What are those?
Damn.
Well,
I've never heard of them. Why are you giving out crap games?
well, Concrete Genie was up for, I believe it was Family Game or Adventure Game of the
I don't
Year.
care if it's up for any award.
Control was up for Game of the Year a year or two ago.
I do remember Control out of this list. I watched the whole playthrough of that game when we discussed it, and it was really, really cool game.
Nah.
And then Destruction All Stars is like Rocket League, but instead of soccer, it's Demolition Derby.
Oh, so it's even worse.
No, it's way more fun because you blow people up. Brandon, this should be this should be one of your most anticipated games ever. It's Rocket League, but you kill things instead of play soccer. It mixes your two favorite things.
Rocket League and killing people. Hell yeah, dude. If only I still had a system to run it, but I do agree with that. I'm at a certain point. I think Xbox definitely crushed it here. Gears 5, Resident Evil, Lost Planet 2, all three AAA titles, all very, very big titles. Gears 5 is really cool to add in there as well. PS5, it wasn't terrible. Control, I think, is definitely the big pull out of the games. But Xbox, good job. You know, we've been complaining about Xbox and their free games for the last 6 months, a year, and they, to start 2021, they knocked it out of the park. That was awesome. Good on them.
About time. I mean, like, PlayStation's been doing a lot of their like exclusives or like not like second party games that are pretty big and doing really well with their free games, where Xbox has been like, hey, here's this indie game you've never heard of, free with games with gold. And it's like that's not Xbox's audience. That's not like those type of games aren't what people are playing the Xbox for. They're for gaming with their friends and Halo and Gears of War, and I guess Forza probably too. Forza's pretty big. Things like that. So I think getting out there, and granted, 2 of these games are at least 10 years old, but at least they're pretty big franchises. And then you have Gears 5. So really good job on both sides. There's some solid games, solid choices. PlayStation for the second month. No, not second month in a row, but for the second time in the first like 3 months of the PS5, 4 months of the PS5, are giving us a PS5 exclusive free with Plus, so that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, definitely not too bad.
Next, one of the most talked about games of the past week on the interwebs was a newly announced survival MMO from indie developer Fantastic. The Day Before was unveiled with a 4K trailer that made gamers reminiscent of the first trailer of The Division. I wrote this and I can't even read it, Jesus. In the sense that it was really cringy. Like, I don't know if you guys ever remembered the first trailer for The Division, but it was very scripted.
Yeah.
The comms, like, it felt like they were literally just like this, pretending to play the game, reading the script.
Yeah, I watched the whole video for this, and yeah, it was fair. Like, the lines and dialogue, it's like, oh, cool, I got a cowboy hat. All right, cowboy. I'm like, oh, okay. Some of the stuff was super cringy.
Some of the cringiest, like, lines I've ever heard in a trailer. But the game itself, super promising looking. It's got The Last of Us style combat mixed with the survival mechanics of like a DayZ. The game's listed as coming soon, but does already have a Steam page on Steam for the game, and it can be wishlisted. So some people are like, oh, we'll see this game in 3 years, but I don't think if the game wasn't going to be early access soon, I don't think they would say coming soon. You know, coming soon doesn't mean 3 years down the line, and I think the studio is smart enough to know that.
I don't think you're wrong there. For how well the game seemed to play and just the little things with it, I do think we'll see this game probably by the end of the year. Realistically, I wouldn't be shocked if it comes out in the summer. The game did look pretty clean, but then again, you know, all games do look fairly clean for what they show us. But yeah, I don't know. I hate the whole calling this an MMO. I don't know. Like, when I think of an MMO, I think of anything. I guess like the MMORPG is why I keep thinking, because I think of quest and a story and marketplaces, which this game does have a little bit of trading and stuff like that. But to me, this is like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example, like almost in the same realm of people were like, you know, how I brought up earlier, the division of being an MMO, which I know you said there's different instances and stuff, but games do have that as well. Like, and there's plenty of MMOs out there, like when the servers are really busy, for example, City of Heroes, there would be like the main city you'd go to, then there'd be like instance 1, 2, and 3 of it. It still is an MMO, there's just different zones and instances in that zone. So I don't know, it just feels like a very, sandbox isn't the right word, but again, just a survival game, like yeah. Go ahead. It kind
of is more in the realm of a sandbox game though, because think Albion. Albion isn't a traditional MMO. It is very much an MMO though. It doesn't have the structure of like a traditional MMO, but it is one.
It has a lot of the pieces though, like almost every single piece. Outside of questing, that's the only thing you're missing. Mm-hmm. So, I do think the game has promise. I just know you and I have been going back and forth about what is and is not an MMO. Yeah, and I just keep thinking about it. Like, there's so many games you could just classify as an MMO because it's massively multiplayer online. But I don't know. I think it's a very loose term. So I just had a lot of issues with that this week.
Brandon's like, get off my lawn with that MMO nonsense.
Exactly.
But yeah, the game does look really cool. I'm really, it's now New World and The Day Before for me this year right now. Obviously, if God of War Ragnarok comes out, that's obviously on the list as well. But those are two games that I'm really looking forward to now. The game, like you said, it looks surprisingly ready to play for a game that just got announced, which could be really good. The only thing that would worry me is this is a studio that's made a mobile game and one game on PC, and this is a publisher that's made nothing but mobile games. Granted, mobile games make a lot of money. There's no denying that. Mobile games make tons of money, so I'm sure they have the assets to make this game, you know, what they envision it to be. So, but it's so weird seeing something of the quality that this is from two unknowns, pretty much, like two very new, you know, studios and publishers, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it is very promising, but with it being a very small group, there is a lot of potential fear to know if they can handle something as a project this big, especially if it does take off, and if they do take a full MMO route to it. I mean, you could see tens to hundreds of thousands of players. You know, will their servers be able to handle that? Are they able to work around bugs and fixes like that as well? So it's going to be very intriguing to see what happens. Good luck, though. The game does look pretty clean. And as you know, I did have fun with, oh my goodness, Escape from Tarkov. So I can get into these kind of games. I'm going to be hopeful.
Yeah, I think one thing that I like about this game, because it does seem very much a lot like a DayZ, but the difference being that this game is like cityscapes. It's not just like, you know, small little villages in the middle of, you know, a mystical island like DayZ. It's like full-on cityscapes with skyscrapers. And the thing I'm kind of most interested in is that there's survivor camps that you'll be able to go to that'll be like safe zones for everyone. You know, you can cooperate with other players. You can, you know, buy and sell loot, things like that. I think it's really cool. I also like that in the trailer they brought up the fact that the survivor camps might not always be open to players, because they say in the trailer that it's like basically a PSA that somebody puts over the radio that, you know, this survivor camp is now like accepting new people.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's gonna be a lot of really cool mechanics to this game that I'm personally looking forward to. It's definitely up my alley. So Day Before is one to watch for sure. And Adam's like, get this game out of my face.
Minimalistic interest. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's a rough year for games right now. So, for me, at least, I know some people are like, "Oh man, here's my list of like 300 games I'm so hyped for." I'm like, New World. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's fair, man. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. New World, I'm going to keep my hopes up for other games to kind of pique my interest. For me, realistically, it's New World and Hypixel. Hytale, sorry. Hypixel's game.
Hytale, yeah.
That's really all I'm kind of looking for.
What about your superhero MMOs?
If those ever actually come out.
Who knows what's going on with those, yeah.
They were officially supposed to come out in 2016, then 17, then 18, then 19, then 20. And then City of Heroes came back, and I'll be very honest, as much as I would love a new game, new MMO, like, I go back to City of Heroes probably once every other week, go play for a couple hours, and I get my fix, and I feel good. I would love for a new one to come out, mainly just on the aspect of hoping Adam and maybe other friends would want to play it then. So, I understand not wanting to play a game that's, 17 years old at this point, being City of Heroes. So yeah, I really, really hoping one of them can finally come out. Please, City of Titans and Valiance and Ship of Heroes and Heroes vs. Villain. There's so many, and none of them are making progress. There's four superhero MMOs, and I've donated to 2 of them for the Kickstarters. And City of Titans has made some decent progress. Valiance kind of just disappeared, so I don't know.
Took the money and run.
Yeah. I've played that game at least. I've played that game for a good, probably 15 hours, and there's a lot of promise to it. It looks very, very good so far.
Dude, that's what worries me about getting into MMOs that aren't released. Like, backing an MMO. Like, look at all the MMOs that did the same thing. Chronicles of Illyria has been, one that people are like, they just were, taking your money and running, things like that, which I don't think that's actually what they do. I think it's that they are working on the game, but I think it hits a breaking point where they don't have funding anymore and they have to stop making the game.
Yeah.
But it's still tough, man. Because there aren't a lot of MMOs in development, but there aren't many that have a good a publisher to back them.
Exactly.
Is the biggest thing. It's so hard to crowdfund an MMO because it takes so much resources. And I think I'm hoping. Oh, it's not what's the other one? Chronicles of Illyria and
Ashes of Creation.
Ashes of Creation.
Dude, so
I'm hoping that one actually comes along well. It's getting really close to the point where it's going to be in alpha testing, which is great.
Yeah, that game is making some great progress. I'm really excited to kind of see what happens. That one, I'll be honest, when that comes out, I might just not even think about the superhero MMOs anymore, just because I have so much trust in that game from watching the creator and the devs talk about it, because they were big fans of City of Heroes and they want to kind of implement a lot of things from it. So I'm like, you know what? They played my favorite game of all time. They liked my favorite game of all time, and they want to add some stuff from it. So I'm hyped as hell.
Yeah, super cool. Are you gonna try to become the mayor of a city?
Oh, you bet.
Hey, man, we just make our own city, and we just make an oligarchy. We're all just running it.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
And until Adam looks the other way, then we kick him out.
I think we stab him in the back. We don't kick him out. We kill him. Just kidding.
Toxic.
Oh, God.
I'll remember that.
Adam's gonna go run his own opposing empire, and we're just gonna have a massive war between our two nations. That'd actually be amazing. Please, let's do that.
I love
that
it.
sounds fun.
Sounds like a great time. Yeah, The Day Before, another game. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Last story of the week. And the reason I put it last is kind of there's layers to this story. That's why I put it last. It brings up an interesting conversation. So, the anticipated action RPG Biomutant finally received a new release date of May 25th of this year. Awesome, great. I think we just brought it up a couple weeks or so. about something coming soon. So cool. New release date, May 25th. That was the second biggest news in the gaming industry, though, surrounding this game. After one of the heads of development spoke with IGN, explaining why the team kind of went radio silent after a little bit after pushing the game back and working on the game for so long. And in a nutshell, it says it has a lot to do with crunch. So the quote here says, "It's been a huge amount of work for QA, which is quality assurance, because it's not easy in an open world game to find bugs. And then once they've been found, we have to fix them, and that puts some additional challenges on us being a small team." Let's see, he goes on to say, "I mean, the studio, we're 20 people, and we can't afford to have staff leave the studio or be destroyed during development. That would be devastating. For certain pushes, you might do it in a limited form, but the most important thing is you get paid, which is not common in our industry, crazily enough. And also, you get recap time, because you have to have rest. If you're just doing this constantly for 12 to 14 hours a day, you'll eventually have to pay for it." So that's, him mentioning how they had to, they've been essentially working on this game quietly to bug fix and everything, because they want to avoid crunch, and they don't want to put more pressure on themselves as a team of 20 people to get this game out when it wasn't ready. So
I think that's smart. That's good. Yeah. That's good workplace standards. I like that.
Yeah, and they're being open about it too, which is awesome.
Yeah, personally, I love that stance on it. And it has nothing to do with what happened with Cyberpunk, but there are other studios. Outward, which was an RPG, I think we talked about a long time ago on the show, because I did end up getting it and playing it a little bit. Their studio, literally, their operating philosophy is, we work 36-hour weeks, and that's it. We're not gonna push ourselves. We're not gonna overdo things. We want to make games that are up to our own standards, but we're not going to do it by, literally putting our entire lives into it. They had work-life balance is so important, and I feel like consumers, we forget that. We forget that there's people that are the ones working on this game. It's not just a magical thing that comes from thin air.
Yeah.
There are people that are working on this thing for years. Just like we have to go to, whatever job, I used to work at a bank, they do the same thing, and they get worn out and tired, and they don't want to do it for 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. So, I guess this is, do you think that crunch is a serious issue, is a serious thing in the industry that consumers help create, or do you think it's studios putting pressure on themselves to deliver to meet our expectations, or is it a little bit of both?
I do think it's a little bit of both. I think depending on the time frame is when the crunch starts to happen, on the different type of people. I feel like the initial crunch is the company, the studio, the studio and everything around there, because, when you're making a game, you have to be able to give them a deadline. Because you can't just be like, hey, we have this great idea for a game. All right, well, when is it going to be made? Well, we don't really know. Well, we need a time. 3 years? And then you just kind of give a time. And then 2.5 years in, the company's like, hey, you got 6 months to complete this. And then it might get extended. They might be able to work something out, or it gets extended, and that's kind of where maybe the pressure comes off of them. But now the fans have known about this game for 2.5, 3 years, now 4 years, because it's a year past the original crunch time. Now it's crunch time, and the fans are like, okay, we've been waiting 4 years for this game. I finished high school, I finished college, in the time that you've been making this game, I'm not interested anymore unless it comes out now. So I think it is a little bit of, it starts from the company, and then it kind of maybe fades a little bit, but there's still pressure, and then it goes into the community.
Yeah, that was pretty much perfectly worded. I mean, it definitely is a both party kind of thing. It's a shame that we do have to put games into deadlines, but in a sense, once it is announced, you can't have any other expectation. So if anything, I think just advertisements need to be done better. Just be more, take a smarter point on your advertisement.
I feel like more studios need to do what Bethesda was doing. They're not doing it anymore, and I don't know why they pivoted from this, because this was such a smart way to operate. June comes around, E3 season, awesome. Bethesda goes on stage, hey, we got this cool new game. Hey, Fallout 4. Hey, Fallout 76. Yeah, super cool, right? Here's all these cool things about it. Here's a 20-minute demonstration about the game. Oh, by the way, it comes out in 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I would infinitely, it's much more, it's better for both sides if you do something like that, because that means that the game's pretty much ready to go at this point. You're in the final stages of basically just quality assurance, and the game is just playable and ready to go. And it gets people excited for the game, and they don't have to, they're not going to forget that game's coming out in 4 or 5 months, right? Whereas now you're seeing, PlayStation talked about Ghost of Tsushima for 3 years. And they took them until 2 months before release to give us a date, Starfield, going back to Bethesda, like I said, they started pivoting from that. Starfield.
Yeah.
It's a next-gen game. What does that mean, though? It's next-gen. Is it coming out this year? Is it coming out in 2 years? Elder Scrolls. They decide to announce Elder Scrolls 6 is happening, with the caveat that it's in very early development. What does that mean? Is it coming in 5 years?
Yeah, I do wish that there was kind of just a standard in the gaming community on how to do it, because I do agree with you. That's what I loved about Fallout, and honestly, it's what I love about who makes Mortal Kombat? The Mortal Kombat games do a great job. NetherRealm. Because Adam and I always, Adam and I sit here and we're always like, when's the next one coming out? We haven't heard anything. God, it's been 3 years. We're just waiting. And then it's like, hey guys, it's coming out next month. It's like, what? It's like just out of nowhere. It's coming out like now. And I love when companies do that instead of Mortal Kombat, a year after the previous one came out. And it was like, hey guys, we got another one in the works, and we're going to keep teasing you and making you think about a game all the time. We went 2 years without not thinking about a new Mortal Kombat game, maybe because the last one was made so well, or, previous ones to that and stuff like that. And then it's a great surprise, rather than what, Bethesda just finally did with Starfield, where it's like, hey, we have a title. We made a title with a picture on it, and that was it. And now we're, 4 years down the line, and we still don't know anything about the game, really.
True.
It is too. I thought it was 2017 or 2018, but, 2 years down the line, and still all we have is a Photoshop title. That's it. So I would rather have not even heard or known about Starfield and sitting right here not knowing about the game, but then in a year it's like, guess what? Coming out in 6 months or however long down the line. So some companies do it so well, like you said, Bethesda has had a very good track record until recent, and NetherRealm with Mortal Kombat always does a great job.
And Activision, because Call of Duty comes out every year and they don't have to announce things at a time.
Totally fair.
Well, it also helps when they have 3 companies working at it. So, but even before then, when it was just 2 companies, so good on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think you would think in an era where there's so many live service games, especially from big publishers like EA. They have Anthem. The Division is Ubisoft. The Destiny, Bungie. Like, you have a lot of these big publishers that have live service games. You would think they would be able to fill the gaps of, announcements with just stuff for your live service game, instead of being like, hey, Dragon Age 4, here's a 12-second little thing showing you that Dragon Age 4 exists. A year goes by, hey, here's a dev update. Hey, nothing involving the game, but hey, here's some concept art. 6 months later, oh hey, we're back. Still nothing about the game, but here's some more concept art. Like,
Hate that.
What's the point? You know?
It's a tease.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it bugs me.
No, I totally get it, and hopefully companies will start to possibly pivot from that or just figure it out. But yeah, it sucks. Really does suck.
But getting back to the crunch thing,
Yes.
if you eliminate that side of it, the side of, hey, we're going to constantly tell you that this game exists and never tell you when it comes out for 4 years, and just go to, let's just work on this game, and then let's just shove it in their face for 6 months until it comes out.
Now,
Like, that would eliminate a lot of problems with crunch, I feel like, because you wouldn't have to worry about unforeseen things. You know, like, once the game is in a state where it's finished and you're just working on quality assurance, then announce your game, because then you don't have to worry about, crap, this huge problem just came up, we gotta spend 2 months fixing it. Like, that doesn't happen anymore, you know?
yeah, it's there's a lot of different aspects to it, and I don't know. I do think the best way to do it is just hold your game. Just don't let us know, or be really upfront. Just be super upfront about it, like when they announced Starfield. Instead of being like it's next gen, kind of be a little secretive about it. Because, of course, if you tell people 5 years, people are going to be like, ugh. But you just, like, I'd rather them either be honest with us or keep it hidden until it's ready.
Yeah, I prefer keep it hidden. Hidden's great.
Yeah.
The era of the big surprises at E3 is behind us, and that's sad.
Yeah.
I hope it comes back, though, man. Like, those are that's the reason why stuff like E3 was so great. It's because you'd tune in to whatever you watched E3 on, and they'd be like, hey, Dragon Age Inquisition comes out this fall, and you're like, oh, shit. And it was really cool. And I miss that. And I hope we get that back. Not just for us, but for also helping, you know, the dev team not have to do things like work 12 to 14 hours in a day, because that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's stressful.
So, that is everything we have for you guys for this week in gaming. Before we head out, things to watch for this week. We're live every day on Twitch. Start times vary. Just follow us on Twitter at The Nerd Chambers. We tweet every time we go live, or just follow the channel, twitch.tv/The Nerd Chambers, and you'll know when we go live, as long as you keep the notifications on. Other things, I figured we have a pack opening going on, so put it in there, but I don't know. You guys got anything else going on this week?
Yeah.
Brandon does.
Got my booster boxes ready for tonight. I'm super excited. Those will come out on Thursday night for the YouTube channel, so definitely check that out then, or just go check out the VOD, whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I was talking to Adam about it. There's a chance, because my case for my Yu-Gi-Oh cards might have fallen through, that I might not be doing any more Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. This might be it.
Oh.
Yeah. What's up?
What
Sorry,
happened?
Pokemon's better anyways.
So I have a case coming in for the new Yu-Gi-Oh set coming out next weekend, and the guy told me he was going to contact me and stuff, and we just haven't had any communication since. So we'll see. I'll be honest, I found out the set really kind of blows, so I almost don't even want it myself. So yeah, I might be doing Pokemon until March, because then there's a big set coming out I'm super excited for Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, got a lot of Pokemon coming up this month. Adam's coming back to the good old card pack openings, so that's going to be a lot of fun to see. And yeah, we have a huge event coming up. We announced it with our giveaway. Yeah, with the Twitter giveaway, but on February 20th, we have a massive event coming up. We're going to be doing... I'm crossing my fingers outside of like the big event that happened on Twitch with Ludwig and all them opening up like first edition boxes of crazy stuff, that this could be like one of the biggest Pokemon events, I'm crossing my fingers, on like Twitch in a while. So we're gonna have a lot of people. We have a couple people with some big follower accounts joining us, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And hope to see you all there for a crazy, possibly 9-hour Pokemon stream.
The great Pokemon relay.
Oh yeah,
I like that. Yep.
it's gonna be a good time.
It's going to be a long one.
Awesome. Well, that is everything we have for you guys this week. Keep up with all things the Nerd Chambers. Adam, what do the people have to do?
Oh, that's pretty simple. You go to thenerdchambers.com. Bam. Easy. One website to rule them all. You get all the links there. You get our news link, our shows, our shop, because we got that discount coming soon. Manny, when is that?
February 4th through February 7th.
Hey, yep, you saw him set that alarm or reminder, so we'll make sure to let you guys know. Of course, we have a Meet the Team section now newly added. Join our Discord. Quickly click that button. Bam, you're there. Nice and easy. Of course, we fixed it, and now we have our little icons back as well for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Spotify, all that. So it's just nice one website. It's got it all for you, baby.
Got it all for you, baby. I love it. All right, guys. This has been This Week in Gaming for February 1st of 2021. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcasting service, and we will see you next week with all of the news you need to know.
Thank you for listening to the Nerd Chambers. Come back next week for more news you need to know.